Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is January 5th, 2024. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located in CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage the arrest of one Donald J. Trump on the date of January 6, 2024, which is the 3-year anniversary of the storming of the U.S. Capitol building back on January 6th of 2021. So, the end game of the Donald J. Trump arrest is multifaceted, but in short, the CIA plans to arrest Donald J. Trump tomorrow morning during an FBI raid, which he may or may not be killed. And this is specifically designed to spark a civil war in the United States. If you want a sneak peek at this, check out the movie trailer for the film entitled Civil War, which is about essentially a rebel army attack on Washington, D.C. So this is essentially the CIA's game plan is to balkanize the United States, to split it up into multiple countries or territories in order to regain control, which they have lost over the last few years. So the number January 6, 16, aside from being the CIA number, there's 16 points on the CIA star. 3 6s is 666, and this is because the impending Trump arrest is specifically designed to resurrect one Barack Hussein Obama, possibly via a Kamala Harris or a Michelle Obama presidency. So this impending arrest of Donald Trump will be followed by a multi-location attack by Hamas, which is the Israeli terror arm. So basically, they're going to import these Israeli terrorists into the United States to stage multiple attacks across the United States on the date of January 7th. If you recall, the Hamas attack on Israel commenced on October 7th. This is 7/7. London bombings were on 7/7. This is esoteric numerology because 777 is found in the symbol of Yahweh. So this is basically a Zionist operation. So they plan to eliminate Trump and then stage multi-attacks by Hamas, which will predictably be scapegoated onto Iran. And then they plan to stage a war against Iran, which will predictably end in nuclear attacks targeting the United States, Israel, and Europe. So this is a multifaceted operation. I'm calling it Operation Maga Death. And this is basically where they plan to basically eliminate Donald J. Trump and then stage multiple attacks to trigger a war with Iran, and then probably institute a military draft, and we would be engaged in probably a decade-long war with Iran. It's imperative to note that the United States does not have direct contact with Iran. They have to go through Geneva. So unlike the Cold War, where the United States had the ability to pick up a red phone and call Gorbachev or Putin or what have you, we do not have, the United States, Joe Biden, the Office of President, POTUS, does not have direct contact with Iran. And this is because Switzerland is handling this relationship, which is another fact which confirms that the CIA is located in Switzerland. So if you want to check out my report entitled Obama 666, Will America's First Dictator Please Stand Up? This is essentially who Obama is. And 1 second here. And so basically, sorry, I lost my place there for a second. So essentially, this is the plot. So the impending arrest of Trump on the date of Saturday, the 3rd anniversary of January 6th attack, marks 516 days since the CIA staged the raid on Mar-a-Lago. And so some sort of a raid, possibly a Waco-like siege featuring FBI, U.S. Marshals, is expected. During said raid, Trump may be tortured and assassinated, or he may be imprisoned where he would likely be suicided at a later date, prior to ever standing trial. Um, Basically, obviously, if this happens, they're going to stage agent provocateur-based riots across the United States, and then obviously martial law would be triggered. The U.S. Capitol would most likely be moved to the Space Mountain Air Force Base beneath Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and they would activate the Terminator drone program and obviously cancel or postpone indefinitely the 2024 election. So this is essentially a Zionist Israeli coup d'etat against the United States, starting with Donald J. Trump, who I believe, and this is my personal opinion, I believe, I've always said historically, if you check the videos, that Donald J. Trump is a nationalist puppet, but I believe at some point he went rogue. Most likely when he declined to attack Iran without provocation. So this is why the establishment has since turned on him, and why he has been indicted on multiple accounts, and he has been sued ad nauseum by multiple persons and factions, the most recent being Jack Smith. So yeah, this is basically what the plan is, and the impending arrest, given that it's January 6th, it will most likely be for insurrection. He's never been charged with insurrection. I don't believe he committed insurrection, but nevertheless, they plan to arrest him for that. That being said, there are another 100 possibilities which they could arrest him. They could arrest him for child trafficking, sex trafficking, possibly in respect to Epstein Island, for tax fraud, there's 100 different scenarios which they could claim as the arrest. But the most likely one at this point, given the date in question, is insurrection in respect to the false flag storming of the Capitol back on January 6, 2021, which was coincidentally led by Hal Turner, a known FBI informant, as well as Alex Jones, who is a CIA operative he's essentially a closet Zionist. And so those two gentlemen, as I've stated previously in other videos, they have yet to be arrested, which also confirms that it was a false flag. So anyways, just to recap, Donald J. Trump arrest expected on the morning of January 6, 2024, most likely for insurrection, which will be followed by Israeli-backed Hamas or Iran-backed Hamas attacks across the United States, which will likely trigger martial law, and which will most likely be biological, chemical, radiological, or nuclear in nature. And this will most likely trigger martial law. So, and in closing, I would just like to say that in the event that the CIA forgoes the impending arrest of Donald J. Trump on January 6th, it will come before the date of November 5th, 2024. So maybe they postpone it till February, till March, till April, till May, till June, till July, till August, till September, till October, till November. But his arrest is in fact planned. This is how they plan to essentially, it's essentially a demolition of the United States. So basically, Trump is slated to win the 2024 election based on current poll numbers. And so they want to essentially kill two birds with one stone, get rid of Trump, and start a war with Iran all at the same time. And in respect to Iran and Hamas, the Iran-backed Hamas attack on Israel, never mind that I published reports 4 days prior which detailed their exact plan. This is why there's these rumors that it was an inside job, because I published reports for October 3rd that they were going to stage this attack, but then they imprisoned me in jail where I'm at, and then they staged the attack 4 days later. So anyways, the numerology does not lie, as I've stated in many of my videos, and so basically the October 7th with the January 7th, that's 77 and 11, and you have the attacks on 9/11 and 7/7. Those are what's called reflective numerology, as well as it makes 2 attacks in 4 months, and 2 and 4 is 24, which is the letter X, which is the international symbol of death. And so this is what the CIA does in respect to numerology. And so some sort of Hamas offensive is expected targeting the United States. And considering that there was a bomb threat targeting, I think, 16 or 18 Capitol buildings, so they evacuated a number of Capitol buildings across the United States. So the attacks may commence at the Capitol building of the United States or other soft targets across the United States. So anyways, in the event that Trump is arrested or the CIA stages Iran-backed Hamas terror attacks in the United States, either tomorrow on January 6th or January 7th, or at a later date prior to the election, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.